Picture yourself in a world where you have a ball that matches up to nearly all conditions. A world where strikes come easy. Yes, you are now in the radical world of the outer limits. Phil Cardinelli here to take you to the newest level of the outer limits with the Outer Limits Solid. The Outer Limits Solid features the very successful Outer Limits Core, but now has the added traction and hook potential with the industry's best cover, the HK22 Solid. Just imagine the Outer Limits performance just taken up a notch. As in all our videos, we select two very different layouts to show the versatility of the core's dynamics. Today we have chosen our max flip drilling and our mid-lane hook drilling. I'm sure you want to know what the oil pattern is. Easy, that's the pattern. ThroBot allows us to mimic any bowler in the world, so we invented our own to best show off our products. Okay, it's time to meet our crew. Jimmy Fallon is a quirky tweener. His one-liners are straight up the boards. Mark Wahlberg is our resident stroker. He's usually the lone survivor when competing on the lanes. Jose doesn't need any pharmaceutical assistance to string strikes and knock the pins out of the park. Keanu Reeves is a beast, a super two-hander. Jimmy Fallon is a low-speed, low-rev player. The pin-down drilling best suits this style player, yielding a strong and continuous mid-lane motion. The HK22 Solid cover gives Jimmy 24 boards of total hook and a strong sweeping motion through the pins. For this low-speed, low-rev player, the max flip drilling yields a quicker response to friction. The Outer Limits Solid, with its increased hook potential, allows rev challenge players to get more overall hook and not sacrifice any pin carry. Compared to the Outer Limits Pearl, you can easily see more overall total hook and a sooner reaction to friction. The Outer Limits Solid is the perfect complement to the Pearl version, especially when you need something to read earlier and cut through the heavier oiled patterns. Mark Wahlberg is a stroker. At 16.5 miles per hour with a 300 rev rate, Mark is the epitome of the average style bowler. His pin down or mid-lane roll drilling is very readable and controllable. With 26 boards of hook and a continuous ball motion, this is a house shot killer for Mark. The max flip or pin-up drilling increases the ball's hook potential up to 31 boards. It also gives Mark a quicker change of direction relative to the pin-down drilling. This is ideal when you need to open up the lane and create a greater entry angle. Compared to the Outer Limits Pearl, the Solid is a bit sooner and smoother down lane. If the pattern had more volume, you would see a greater separation. Jose Canseco is a power player. At 18 miles an hour with 400 revs, he can move in and rip on the Outer Limits Solid. With this mid-lane motion drilling, Jose still gets 29 boards of total hook and 12 boards of hook power. That's the number of boards crossed from the break point to the pins. For Jose, the motion between the pin up and pin down appears to be very similar, but a closer look reveals the impact angle on the pin up is 6.42 degrees. With the pin down, it was 5.8 degrees. The pin up is more continuous through the pins. The Outer Limits Pearl, in comparison to the Outer Limits Solid, shows less overall total hook, and the Pearl has a much shorter hook window than the Solid. For Keanu Reeves, there are no limits to what he can do with the Outer Limits. Just look at the change of direction and the power through the pins. His striking potential has reached the outer limits. Reach another level of striking power. It's the Outer Limits. Join the radical revolution and look for the new Outer Limits Solid with the strike-enhancing Dynamic Core at a pro shop near you. Wow, that's radical.